Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title, I have a collective book haul. I've had these books for entirely way too long at this point. My birthday was in November, then December is obviously Christmas, New Year's, and overall I have more than 25 books in this pile here. As you can see, it is entirely way too long, so I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. That way I'm not wasting your time and I'm just like going through all of the books that I collectively, collected over the past few months. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Lucky Rivers Ranch series. Let me just move this because I should have done that before. Hope you guys can see. Okay, there you go. I have Cash and Wyatt, and this is by Jessica Patterson. I needed to pick up the original covers. I believe they did get picked up by Blooms. So they are going to be changing, but I absolutely love these covers and I am obsessed. I did read the first one, which is Cash, and I need to read Wyatt, and they basically follow brothers in this ranch. The first one is more of like a first proximity enemies to lovers situation, and I absolutely loved it. I just posted a review on my Bookstagram, so if you wanted to see that, you can go ahead and follow me on there. But I absolutely loved it. Then we have Wyatt, which is the second book in the series. I believe the third one's not out yet. So I cannot wait to pick Wyatt because the way that Cash ended, it had something to do with the brother Wyatt, and I cannot wait. The next book that I purchased was Nightbang. I was waiting for this book to come out in paperback for the absolute longest, and it did, and I'm so excited. This is a continuation to Lilac, which it is about an island who comes every 100 years, and to break the curse, every single person, every single leader from each island, or every single king or queen needs to go into the island to survive some games to see if they can break the curse that each and every one of them have. So I cannot wait to pick this up because it follows a love triangle, and I'm really interested to see where it's gonna go. The other book that I have is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the reason why I picked this one up, it was because I typed up on Google similar books to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and this one popped up, which I am really excited that it did because it follows some magicians, and I think it's like a childhood mystery, and anything with magic and musicians and things like that kind of like intrigues me. So I cannot wait to read this one. And the cover like looks so intriguing to me, and I cannot wait to read it. I also have the Thursday Mystery Club, and this is about a group of people in this small town who basically they kind of study and like go over cold cases that no one ever discovered, or no one ever found a guilty person until in their small town they have an active murder. So they're trying to kind of investigate what happened and kind of do like a live investigating of this murder. So I thought that whenever I'm in a reading slump and I want to pick up something new, something to cleanse my palate from all the fantasy or all the romance, I think that this will be a good book to pick up. Another one that I did pick up recently was Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I didn't think I was ever going to pick this book up just because it never intrigued me. But then I read the back, and this gives me a lot of like dark academia, and I'm trying to read a lot more like historical or like academia vibe books. And I think that this is something that I would really enjoy. Not only that, but in the front it says the best fantasy novel I have read in years, and that was by Stephen King. And if he thinks this is the best fantasy, I think that I need to pick it up. So I ended up picking it up because I love the cover and I need to read more like gothic fantasy type of thing. And I don't know, this gives me that. I have no clue what it is about, but I like to go into the books that I buy a little bit blind, obviously, besides from things that I read in the back or things that I get and pick up in the front, or just like a cover buy. And this one for sure was a cover buy. Then we have The X Vows by Jessica Joyce. This was a purchase that I decided to pick up because Sarah Caroli here on YouTube, she said that this was one of her favorite books. And I was like, I love the cover. Why not? Let me pick it up. And it seems like a short, sweet romance. And I believe it's set in a wedding, which she said that she loves weddings in books. So I decided to pick that up. Other one that I decided to pick up was How to Stop Time, and I'll put the author's name on the screen because I don't want to butcher it. But again, this was another one of those books that I ended up getting because I typed on Google similar books to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and this author came up. And I believe he also wrote The Midnight Library, which I don't own, but I really do want to read it. But before I pick anything else up by him, I would like to read this one, see how his writing is, and see if I'm gonna like it. I wanted to say by Monica Murphy. This is the first book in the Lancaster Prep series. A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime is my absolute favorite book of all time, but before I picked that one up, I had no clue that there was a book before that one. So this is one that I definitely need to pick up and read, because even though it's a little too long for my liking, I will say that her books are a little bit too long for what they are. I feel like I need to give this book a chance, because if I loved A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, maybe I will probably like the rest of the series or the interconnected series as well. So I definitely want to read this, hopefully this year. Another series that I picked up was the Sky Ridge series, and these series wrote by different authors. The first one is Salone St. James, which I'm currently 50% through, and I just needed to get the covers because, as you can see, the covers are absolutely gorgeous. This is Fight, which is volume 1 by Salone St. James. Then we have Protect, which is book 2, and it is by Paisley Hope, and I absolutely love the covers. I don't know what it is about them, but just maybe the animation and the front. And then this is Honor, which is the third. I believe I said Honor for this one. This is Protect. Second volume is Protect, and then the third volume is Honor, and this is by Danielle Baker. I'm really excited to get to read all of these, and they are basically firefighter romances, and they're all follow different things. The first one is a workplace romance, which is the one that I'm in the middle of currently, and I'm absolutely loving it. I just don't know, that there's just something about the men in the cover and the tattoos that just get me every single time. Then I also picked up on Amazon God of Ruin, which is the fourth book in the Legacy of God series. This is, I believe it came out in the Bloom covers recently, which is why I got it on Amazon. I cannot wait to read this book. I am caught up to this book, so I don't even know how to explain the Legacy of Gods. I feel like a lot of people just need to read it for themselves. Just check the trigger warnings, however, but I absolutely cannot wait to pick this up. Another little series that I did get was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and then the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. I did read the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and it was absolutely the cutest book ever. I just needed to have the covers as well, just because they're absolutely gorgeous. And I don't care what time of year it is. If I'm in the mood for something, I'm gonna read it. And this gives pretty much like fall, but I don't care. I don't even like pumpkin spice, to be completely honest with you. I hate pumpkin spice. Anything pumpkin, anything sweet potato, anything like that, I absolutely don't like. So I don't even care that this was something that I should have read in the fall, and which is why I got the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. And I cannot wait to read this one, because if I love the first one, I think that, I don't even know if it's the first one, to be honest. I just know that they're interconnected, and they're like kind of like, they have the cutest covers ever. So these were the two that I picked up actually recently when I went to Walmart. Another book that I picked up is Babel by R.F. Kuang. Hope I said that right. She wrote the Poppy War, which I do own the first one, but I did buy that a while ago, so I just bought it a while ago, which is why I'm not adding it to this book haul. But I decided to pick this up because, again, ever since reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I have something with historical fantasy, historical fiction, with any sort of like hints of romance or anything at all. I don't know if there's anything about romance here, but it says absolutely phenomenal, and there's just like something about it that just gets to me. And it says here an arcane history. I don't know, there's something about a good history in a book for me that does it every single time, and I feel like I would really enjoy this book, so I just needed to pick it up. I decided to pick up her Vicious series. This is the first one, Vicious, and apparently it just follows different villains, and there's a little history here. I believe it's a trilogy. I decided to pick it up because even though it might not be similar as The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I still want to read her entire backlog. I feel like I would definitely enjoy it because I loved the writing and I love the way she writes characters and development and growth in the books. Not only that, quotes in some of her books are amazing, which I don't know, I feel like I will find good quotes in every single book that she publishes. So therefore, I need to eventually read every single thing that this woman publishes in the future and what's already out. So I decided to pick up Vicious. Not only that, the cover really got to me. I love the red. I've never seen a cover like this, and then it has a whole bunch of skeletons here, and so why not? I love a villain. Another book that I picked up, and this one was more of an impulse buy because of the cover, and the pages are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like that, those like edges that kind of like, if you look at it this way, it has little like triangles. I decided to pick this up. This is Emily Walder's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I have no clue what it is about, but given by the title, I know it's about fairies, and I've heard mixed reviews about her series, and I believe that some people love it, some people hate it. I just want to create my own opinion, and so I decided to pick it up and just pick it up just because I love the cover. And I don't know, like the purple was speaking to me when I went to Barnes, and it was buy one get one 50, so I needed to actually pick one up, and I cannot wait to get to this one eventually because the pages, again, it gives me, I need to pick it up soon. Another book that I picked up was Hedging Your Bets, and this was something that the synopsis really got me. And she is curvy, they're neighbors, and I don't know what it is, but there's something about a neighbor's romance that always gets me. The fact that you cannot escape that person, whether you're trying to avoid them or not. I feel like sooner or later you're gonna bump into them, you're gonna see them outside, you're gonna have to talk to them for one reason or the other, because at the end of the day, they are your neighbors. That I just needed to get it and needed to pick it up, so I ended up getting it, and it's probably going to be one of my favorites, and I just have not picked it up, and I feel like I need to already. We are almost to the embassies, but I have Throttle by Lauren Asher. I read a few of Lauren Asher's books. I loved the Billionaire series that she has, which is, let me see, what is the Billionaire? The Dreamland. I loved her Dreamlight Billionaire series, and that's the only thing that I've read by Lauren Asher. I have not picked up anything else, but when I read that she did an F1 romance kind of sort, I decided that I wanted to pick it up. And I love the name Noah in books, and I think that the guy, I don't think the guy's name is Noah in the book, so I don't know. I decided to pick it up. Hopefully I love it. Hopefully I eventually get to it, but the cover is also really pretty. Another book that I picked up, I actually didn't. My husband did. He loves basketball, and it was one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what to pick. Babe, can you pick something for me? And of course I should have known that he was going to pick this. This is Getting His Game Back, and it is by Gia DiCa. I'm going to put it in the screen again because I'm going to butcher it, but it is a basketball romance, which I have not read much about, which I'm excited to read it. Maybe it'll be my favorite. And again, it is a really short book. However, the writing inside is really tiny, which I don't like very much, but I'm excited to read it nonetheless. I also picked this up recently. It is the Peculiar Garden of Harriet Hunt. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. I picked this up recently, and again, it is about historical magic, historical fantasy, sort of. Hopefully I like it. It's just about a girl who basically lives in her house, and she cannot leave the house or the premises without being exposed to what the magic that she can do and the magic of the garden and things like that. I just thought that was interesting to know, so I was like, let me just pick it up and see what it's going to be about. I also picked up the iconic Book Lovers because, to be completely honest with you, I have not read many books by Emily Henry whatsoever. I only read People We Read on Vacation, and that was like 2 years ago, which, to be completely honest, I don't even remember what I did yesterday, so I have no clue what that one is about either. from maybe when I do read it again, I will get back to me. But right now, I have like no memory, no recognition of what I read yesterday, let alone what I read 2 years ago. Which is why I asked a bunch of my friends, and they were like, I would recommend Book Lovers. It's one of my favorites. I was in between this one and her other one that she has out, which is Book Lovers, and then there is Beach Read. That's the one that I was thinking about, but that one was giving me more summer, so I decided to pick up Book Lovers, and I'm hoping that I love it. I probably will, because I am a hopeless romantic, and I feel like this is just gonna give me just that. The last 3 books that I picked up, I think it was well overdue, and it is the Mile High series. I believe it's called the Mile High series, if I'm not exactly, well, I'm just saying that because the first book is Mile High by Liz Tomford, and I know she's continuing this series. Every single book follows a different sport, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this one is basketball. No, the first one is hockey. The second one caught up. I think this one's caught up. This is baseball. And then we have an NBA, which is basketball. So we are following different sports. I heard people talk nothing but good things about the entire series. So I felt like I just needed to pick it up. And the fact that I love the covers as well. And I love how when you put them together, it does kind of like a CD. Because obviously, I believe it's called the Windy City series, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, I love the name Kai, I love the name Ryan, and I love the name Sanders. They just sound like such good names. Authors come up with names all the time, and I wonder like what are they envisioning with these names, because I swear I could have never thought of any of these names if I could, like if I'm like, oh, let me think of a name. Anyways, these are all of the books that I bought within the last few months. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, give it a thumbs up, comment in the comments what book you want me to read and which one of these, if any, is your favorite, and I will see you guys in the next one.